Wagner. A familiar Varl steps onto the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grafheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Udin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old, and if there is Wagner, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bring tributes from the poor and stupid, old yaks. At what age do you lose sense of shame? Drundor demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grafheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. This would come from Arbarang, in fact. I'm glad for it. There's ships in the bay and still fluttering down. It was as the Red, the king of men, and someone on his behalf. The king's a whelp. The king's son, Ludin. Don't know. Scrivener. We visit his capital. He visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I almost forgot. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grafheim? I have a distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where is Moger, Hakon? Have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few, others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Moger. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. I like this guy. He's old. Young Princess Man amble from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with his low eyelids. Ludin looks for all the world this sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grafheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. Where it suddenly settles in and you chuckle yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. Other than that, if you're going to join Wagner's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke highly of. I'll go talk to this looting guy. Is this the right place? I find the prince and guards blanket the building, including sharp-eyed Varl, who must be working for Ludin. A woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Ludin. Yes, you're Wagner. I don't remember you. You're with Wagner. I don't remember you. No, exactly. I've known Wagner a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grafheim with my guards. Looks up. For the first time, the woman doesn't react. Why? I work for the king, carrying tithes to the capital. We crossed by chance. Oh, a tax collector. Fine company. What do you want? Just to introduce myself. A Varl historian. Aha. Don't you already know? Your king and mine both have been practically trumpeting it throughout the cities. I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Lillian takes a deep sigh, whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. Formerly, mostly Wagner came to our capital in Aberrang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grafheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of man and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damn cold up here. You sense he's struggling not to complain outright. You take the opportunity to excuse yourself. What a bitch! Scrivener. Right hack on the meat house surrounded by other Varl. Strand is no longer is no stranger to Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakon waves you over. Went straight for the flagon. Wagner's the one who agreed to pass butchering. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall anyways. You missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Humans, I guess it only lives as long as a yak's fart. I might be desperate to make something of myself too. It's not too late to start trying, Hakon. Hakon lets the below chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through the dredge at Wagner's side in the Second War, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point, just another reason to get back to Grafheim. Soon enough, I imagine. You drink until the meat house becomes overbearing, then step back into the cool air outside. At dawn, you're awoken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell when the sun that never moves. The governor's crest adorns the supply leathers, all there. Just as promised. To your mild surprise, you wonder if Eric had anything to do with that. Your guards take a treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already there. A while later, Ludin and his men appear groggy and disheveled. Bogart steps forward. Wagner, quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. We're ready. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter and leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expects you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. It summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think. On the road again. The caravan stops for a day. A gift, says Moger, cracking open mead cast from a gracious friend. The governor of Strand. Hours pass with righteous laughter as the mead is passed throughout the camp. I'm gonna drink a lot. Not often I get a chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening in the treasure cart is low, especially in this company, so you take advantage. Rise groggily out of the campsite casually. Margaret is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking the direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. It's Ludin, always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grafheim? We're only 2 days out of Strand, you know. Come, I'll show you on the map. This is about the role you extraordinary when showing the most friends, using the mouse wheel to zoom. So Grafheim is far to the north. So we look to be a ways away. If your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. Along some mountain, the spirit of Haran uses a gathering place to dredge during the Second Great War, as well pushed them over the northward. That's home of the Varl, a seat of their power, founded by Arnfmir, the second Varl king through the Varl. Have moved around a lot, most consider Grafheim their capital. The deeds of the Varl are honored here, and all warriors of worth are buried at the foot of the two spears, which they are said to become part of Varl's March itself. Part of the Varl's March. Sounds cool. We head north, then east, past the forts, Grafheim, far from the Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not make the ships to skirm instead? What's the point of marching? The Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the long ships. Too bad though. We could have shown you all the wonders of Screamistrid. Whatever. A half-sunken city crawling with dredge, Prince. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? Doing egg scales through the nose. A poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside a tent flap as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. It seems no happier to be here than you. There are a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off too. Ludin's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half a day to Varderfell, if we're lucky. The camp where you manage a cavern. During the travel, while you camp towns, you can upgrade your allies and equip items. Strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability. Return to the favor. To return even more break damage for one turn. By using Bring the Pain, he can create a forward charge that pushes enemies for ganging up against him. Enemies who attack him lose 1 point of their army. Each strike a character. Return the favor triggers every time he takes damage from an adjacent enemy, which can make it devastating to hit him with attacks that strike multiple times. Sustains damage and health. I think we really need a rest.
Winterfell. Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Oh man, look at this guy. By Hardburg. That's a lot of vol for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back, sent word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until he sinks in that you're not here on his behalf. Where have the cattle gone? Wouldn't know, my boys seen men up the hills carrying them away. Carrying the cattle away. A man who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scalflings out here, maybe. Could they have Varl working for them? Not from the governor. From what the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around and get camp set up. Anxious and darning about as the caravan sets up tents. We're no more than a day. There's silver for any food you've got. For hundreds of Varl, are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of. Shut up. Hear that? Where's Luden? That's faint sound like fighting and something else. Hakon takes off at a run. On any tile, we'll automatically make a path. Oh. Oh my god, Luden! That's all I can really do. Oh man, Jesus. I think it might be done. Sucks. So now that won't do anything. Damn, I only ate? Fuck. Now Rose.